What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Ransom Doty channel. Today is episode 4 of the John series. This is passage 4 of the Gospel of John. Today we are doing verse 19 through 28. This is where John the Baptist, denies being the Messiah. This is very significant, not only because he's making way for the Lord, but it shows us what true humility looks like. John was widely respected amongst all Christians, but he gets glory himself, but he ultimately points it all to Jesus. So that is what we're going to be reading out of today. And I think what I want to do is start making YouTube videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and take the weekends off. Because honestly, I've kind of been putting pressure on myself to post a video every day, and then I beat myself up about it if I don't, and I know that's not good. So I think if I went to a 5-day schedule instead of trying to do all 7 days, it will be easier for me, and I think the quality of the videos will increase. So that is what we're going to do. We're jumping into John, verse 19. This is what it says. Now, this was John's testimony when the Jewish leaders in Jerusalem sent priests and Levites to ask him who he was. Verse 20. He did not fail to confess, but confessed freely, I am not the Messiah. So the priest and the Levites from Jerusalem sent priests and Levites to ask who John was, because John was over here baptizing all his disciples. So why are you baptizing? Are you the Messiah? No, I am not the Messiah, John says. Now verse 21. They asked him, then who are you? Are you Elijah? He said, I am not. They asked him, are you a prophet, or are you the prophet? He finally answered, no. So 3 times they asked him, are you the Messiah? Are you Elijah? Are you the prophet? Basically asking John the Baptist, are you the Son of God? Are you God reincarnated? Not reincarnated, but God begotten. So are you God? He clearly says no. Then finally they said, who are you? Give us an answer to give or to take back to those who sent us. What do you say about yourself? And this is such an amazing verse. A lot of y'all probably have heard it. John replies, in the word of Isaiah the prophet, I am the voice of the one calling in the wilderness. Make straight the way for the Lord. So, then verse 24. Now the Pharisees who had been sent questioned him. Then why then do you baptize, if you are not the Messiah, Elijah, or the prophet? John says this, I baptize with water, but among you stands one you do not know. He has came after me. But if we see in the earlier verses that we've already read, that John says that he came after me, but he was before me, because we can see that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Jesus was around even during that time. So he says, who are you? I am the voice of the one calling in the wilderness. Make straight the way for the Lord. So they said, why are you baptizing? Amongst you stands one you do not know. He is the one who comes after me. The sandals I am not worthy to untie. And this all happened at Bethany on the other side of the Jordan where John was baptizing. Now, why is John the Baptist's denial of being the Messiah so significant? I'd say his decision to point all the glory to Jesus is significant because it clearly affirms Jesus as the true Christ while modeling super deep faith, humility, and obedience to God. By openly declaring that he was not Christ, we can see in John 20, he says, he did not fail to confess, but confessed freely, I am not the Messiah. John removed any confusion and directed people to put their faith and place their faith in Jesus alone. Not John the Baptist, not Paul, not all these other, not Moses. He's saying, put your faith in Jesus alone. He understood his role as a forerunner foretold in Isaiah 43. What is Isaiah 43? That is the verse he's quoting in John 1:23. I am the voice of the one calling out in the wilderness, make straight the way for the Lord. So John is preparing the way for the Lord rather than seeking recognition himself. And this attitude actually sums up in the words, what is it? It's John 3. I think it's like John 3:29, John 3:31, I don't know what. It's like John 3:30. But it sums up the words like, he must increase and I must decrease, like exalt Christ and not myself. So this shows that true ministry is about exalting Christ and not yourself. It's easy for me sometimes to exalt myself, for me to walk around and be like, hey guys, look how good I'm doing. Look how I'm making these YouTube videos. Look how many da-da-da-da. And first of all, that's not the right way to do it. But the reason John was respected, and John is widely respected throughout many Christians, it's because he refused to claim glory. And it strengthens the credibility of his testimony and taught that he is a faithful servant. Ultimately, the only reason and the ultimate reason he exists is to point others to Jesus. And wow, his humility is just remarkable. There's days where I sit and I'm like, am I actually pointing people to Jesus? Because I do. I'm not perfect whatsoever. Like, I'm not even close. And sometimes I wonder am I even doing a good job? But, I was going to say another thing, but yesterday I had a junior high Bible study meeting with all the leaders, and we were just talking, and then we did some questions. And one of the questions was, is what I'm doing glorifying God? And there's times where I think, is what I do actually glorify God? I sit and I think about it because I wonder if I'm even doing a good job. But pointing people to Jesus is the best case scenario. Because somebody asked me the other day in the comments, they said, my family isn't Christian, and because the other side of my family is Christian, and they don't set a good example. And I love this saying that Wes Huff says, well, if you gave me a cholo and asked me to play Beethoven, I wouldn't do a good job at representing Beethoven. Just like Jesus, it's hard for us sometimes to represent him. But coming in with humility, just like John, denying all self-exaltation and pointing all the glory to Jesus is the right thing to do. So, that is the video for today. Tomorrow is episode 5 of John, and it is going to be great. I don't even know what I was about to say. Never mind. But I love you guys. I think that this was super powerful. I took a couple days just to study John. I know I didn't post the past couple days, but yeah, just us looking at John. Obviously, only worship Jesus, only glorify Jesus, but man, John's humility and what John did, being a forerunner to being foretold in Isaiah 40, is so awesome. So I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow in the 5th passage of John 1. So I love you guys. See you tomorrow. Peace.